Hey there, hi there, Aquarius. It's me, Priscilla B, and welcome to your soulmate reading where we explore your energy, your soulmate's energy, and then the connection that you both have and what energy is within that connection. All right. So, up first, I have for your connection with your soulmate, you're both sharing in this dark moon energy right now. And I believe a new moon is in Gemini as of today or yesterday. It's happening or it happens, but that energy still, I feel like, remains, and it's a very powerful energy. Pause and rest. You deserve it. That's what the energy wants you to do for you and your soulmate. It just wants you guys to pause and rest for a little bit. You both deserve it. I feel like Aquarius, you both did a lot recently, and you both just need a recovery period of time. I feel like I'm saying that with all these nuances. I don't even know what I'm talking about half the time, Aquarius. So, but pausing and resting is important. It really is crucial to a new connection. Ooh, and the card of justice just flew out. Yeah, Aquarius. This is definitely your energy right now. You're trying to balance, I feel like work-life balance for you is really important and essential. Try to make things as fair as possible. I also feel like when it comes to your connection, Aquarius, you want, you do want things to be fair as possible. That's kind of how you come across with the moon energy in your life right now, how you translate that energy, how you translate that moon energy. Okay, you can even see there's a crescent moon here. It's giving me very early stages balance here. I feel like that's also how you come across to your soulmate. They definitely view you as someone who really values justice when it comes to everything, honestly, that has to do with your life. I feel like that's going to become more transparent over time, but I feel like right now you're kind of just this is who I am at the moment, and I'm not here to play games, or I'm not here to stir up drama or create chaos. I just want things to be equal, give and take. So your soulmate, you're gonna laugh when I show you this. The devil. Your soulmate is the devil, Aquarius. No, I'm just kidding. They're not the devil, okay? But they definitely have a devilish charm about them, okay? I also feel like there's this sort of presence about them that gives you this, it's very, alluring to you, okay? It's very, they have this way with you when it comes to, pulling you in. I'm picking up on, Hades and Persephone vibes with this connection. They're very underworld, kind of live outside of the norm type personality, the status quo, right? They're not about that life. Aquarius, oh my. But that is what attracts you to them, okay? And you both deserve this. You both deserve this connection. You both deserve this time of pausing, resting, communicating more with words. The devil can be very physical. I feel like they are a very physical person when it comes to showing you how they feel towards you. And you're just sitting over here I don't know, chilling, I guess, like a villain over there. I don't even know. But if you look closely at the devil, you can see there's these figures that are chained into like the rocks that he's sitting on. Okay, he also has the crescent moon energy here as well. So there's a lot of this like young, like I'm picking up on like maiden energy. Like he's like, obviously your soulmate's not a maiden, but like I feel like it's more of like they definitely have this very strong maiden energy, can sometimes be linked to the past and the younger version of oneself and hopes and dreams. And I feel like you are their like hopes and their dreams, Aquarius. You are very strongly bonded to them through your past. Like you have a very like unique past connection with them. And I think recently you both have like reconnected, but in a very, very different way. Okay? Oh my god, I don't want to get into specifics. Okay. I'm not gonna give you all the like, you know what? I'll give you as many details as I can. I promise. Okay, Aquarius? So, the devil. Alright, so let's take a look here at this devil energy, okay? Let's see. Devil energy. The devil is the archetype of the shadow, okay? Make fear your friend and turn obstacles into allies, all right? And that is really kind of like what they want you to like channel right now, or how they feel of like channeling this energy of like, maybe both of you, I think, have some, I feel like you have more fear so than they do. I feel like you have a lot more complicated energy that requires justice, that requires balance, that you're always trying to keep those scales in balance when it comes to work life. And this person isn't like work for you. This isn't a job for you. This is a soulmate connection. So, yeah, we'll get into that. But shadow energy is, I'll just read you here what it says, okay? The labyrinth awaits, says Temperance, as she points behind the witch to a gaping opening in a massive wooded maze, leading into corridors of darkness. The witch takes a deep breath, knowing she must enter. The only way out of the wood is to move through each experience, each lesson perhaps she was dreaming didn't matter. She turns back to see Temperance has vanished. The witch takes a deep breath and enters the corridor of knotted trees. Your shadow becomes an ally when embraced. Fear is never an effort to avoid. Avoidance equals indifference. Think of how it feels to be shunned or find out someone just doesn't care. Fear is realizing the value of a thing. The thought of losing such a thing becomes more terrifying than actually having it. Fears point to us where we want to go. This is why challenge cards are the heart of a tarot spread and the defining moment of any story. Okay, great. So your soulmate has vulnerabilities just like anyone else, okay? Even the devil has vulnerabilities. I know that sounds weird to say, but they might seem like they're like almost like they're not even human, with this like immense like strength and charisma and like that they carry about them. You know, kind of like almost kind of like a vampire. Like think of like Vampire Diaries and those like guys in the movies, the main brothers. Okay, I don't remember their names, but if you've ever seen that movie, or I mean TV show, or True Blood even, there you go. There's another one. So this is kind of like the guy that's like that, you know? He's kind of like got some mystery, got some like, you know, something he's hiding, he's not really revealing, but then when he does reveal it and his true feelings, it's like he doesn't want to like suck your blood and you know, like he doesn't want to accidentally turn you into a vampire. but like he has to control that part of him, right? So he doesn't like accidentally kill you, right? It's not that serious, but it's like that much like passion is there, I feel like. The Justice card, okay, you know, like I said earlier, this is kind of like a Hades Persephone vibe, and it's kind of like she is deeply connected to the underworld too, because that's where a lot of justice comes from, is like, how do we place more value on one soul than we do on another? And like, that's exactly what the devil does, right? Like, or if you believe in that, that's like his job, right? But her job is like much more complex than that, because it's like she has this, it's like she's partners with the devil, but I don't know. It's like your person is vulnerable though too. Like they have a fear of losing you, I feel like. That's why Hades made a deal that Persephone, if you know anything about this, that she would be allowed to spend half the year in the underworld with him, and then the other half the year outside in the grass in the summer and the spring. That's why we have the seasons, summer and spring, and all that. So we're not getting into all that mythology today. I'll spare you all that information. But pretty much like this is like the perfect imagery, okay? Your soulmate has this like wild, ferocious beast side to them, and they're like worried that like little you, Aquarius, looking so innocent and so pure, can't handle this. But you can. You're not afraid of it at all, okay? And you have a wild side to you too, and I think we're gonna like get into that, you know, a little bit more. But right now, this is very much playing out as like you are kind of like this innocent creature to your soulmate, and that is what like quite literally like draws your soulmate right to you. That's why it's like gotta like balance those scales a little bit and like pull back just enough to give you guys both like some time to like rest, because if you don't do that, things could go awry quite quickly. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I was watching a Jane Austen show, so maybe that's why. The shadow is every fear, tarot, talent, desire, wish, and expression buried within the wells of the subconscious. And like you kind of dwell in your soulmate's subconscious, and they dwell in yours. So that's a very deep, serious connection that is kind of like, I want to say like, kind of both a little bit scared of it, I think. That's what the rest is for, and the pause is for. The devil is the mythological creature springing from the human ego. The ego is the false construction of our personality, the idea of who we think we are. It is entirely self-created. We need not destroy our ego. We simply need to recognize it for what it is and no longer be controlled by it. Labyrinth patterns appear across the natural spectrum in galaxies, seashells, and even snails. We enter a mental labyrinth when dealing with loss, confusion, darkness, and fear. Walk the maze to discover your shadow, because he conceals himself well. Tricks and illusions would have us think our ego is ready to wage battle with him. What do you fear? Who are you vilifying? What makes you angry and upset? What, asks the devils, do you want more than anything? That's what your soulmate is pretty much asking you, okay? They want you to tell them what you know, and what your response is you want them. So the devil stands as the terrifying other and as a cultural scapegoat. The devil wants to keep you enslaved, angry, and scared, because there is where he draws his power. He thrives on addiction, negative energy, and extreme control. The devil is called the dweller on the threshold, because once he is slayed and integrated, infinite possibilities appear. Slay the dweller to set yourself free, just as the Page of Swords is about to do. And that's the thing, is like you are like dwelling in your soulmate's subconscious, right? They are in your thoughts, but you're like, the way I mean by like slay each other, I don't mean like you guys are enemies. I think you guys are friends. I think you guys have always been friends. I feel like a lot has happened between the start of your friendship and the current status of your friendship. And I think that what's happened is that I feel like the only way you feel like you both can like fix all the time that has separated you two is by like slaying each other, like getting into each other's heads, like, but beyond that, like in your mind, body, spirit, soul, like you want to like destroy everything that like, and negatively, that, and all the stuff that like I don't think either one of you have addictive personalities. I think you've been, in the time that you've been apart, there has been addiction energy, not saying you guys are addicts. No, I'm saying you've been around addicts. You've been around negative energy. You've been around these people who have used you both as cultural scapegoats, because you both live outside the norms of like society. Like, I'm saying, obviously you follow societal rules, but like you guys are kind of like both outsiders, like, and that's kind of like what drew you to each other to begin with. And all the time that's passed, there's been all this energy that has been put into you both, that you've absorbed, and now you both want to, like, by being together, you both want to destroy all of that, like, extreme control. Yeah, you pretty much want to like destroy all that negative energy that time, like through time, like you've been filled with that, both of you. That's why you're so serious about balancing these scales over here, and the devil is very serious about like making sure that your scales are balanced, Aquarius. If you get what I'm saying. I don't know, maybe my like way of speaking is a little bit hard to read, like I want to say, but my readings are for everybody. Just gonna put that out there. Here we go. Illusion. Yes. Okay. So the devil wants you to remove illusion from your life. You've been around like abusive power and control. Your soulmate doesn't want you to be around abusive power, and they don't want you to be around like controlling, manipulative energy anymore. Shadow, addiction, deception, and trickery, the heart of the matter, the source of discomfort, shape-shifting and trickery, a rip-roaring good time, immediate desires fulfilled at a dangerous cost. Yeah. Okay, it's pretty much like your soulmate like knows all of this stuff, and it's like by being with them, you're able to like take care of all that stuff. Like you feel like more in control of your own life versus having someone else in control of your life. Justice. Justice is the archetype of the law. Yeah, it's like they call out and point out like all these like negative things that are around you, and then you kind of like come in here slaying it all, right? Like you just like karma. It's kind of like you guys are like this like team of like delivering karma to people that deserve it. But you're not doing it like intentionally. Like you're not like going out of your way to like be like destructive or anything. In fact, what you're doing is actually creating balance by being in alignment with each other. So what you do to others, you do to yourself. Okay, and you know that already, Aquarius. So that's why you try to like do good to other people, and you try to like be like the best version of yourself and do all the shadow work and focus on all that ego driven energy, because it can be channeled for good. Like it can be channeled into something constructive. And I feel like when you're teamed up with the devil, you kind of both create that energy together of like something constructive. But it's powerful. I mean, the devil and justice, when teamed up, I mean, that's a pretty epic team up right there of energy. So the Shadow Witch set the wheel of fortune spinning and now moves through the wood with crystal clear intention. The Hermit has explained karma to the witch. The Hermit revealed that karma is the infused magic of responsibility that which keeps universal order. What we put out in the world is what comes back to us. This is how each of us determines our fate and sets the course for our destiny. The Shadow Witch was told to find justice, and she recognizes the scales of balance. Justice traditionally reflects the glue of law and order with social, moral, ethical, and safety codes. Justice takes on a deeper meaning inside the dark wood. It is the moment of personal truth. The work and effort you put into a project or situation is what is returned to you. Justice allows no shortcuts, lies, or deception. She holds the sword of truth. It will see the heart of the matter and the tenor of all souls. Two kneeling maidens are blindfolded. They can remove their blindfolds once they claim their role and responsibility for actions, thoughts, and choices, bringing them to justice's feet. Those who integrate justice's lessons will act with integrity and become free. We show up for ourselves, our desires, and for other people. The universe responds by greeting us with new possibilities and hidden delights. Work and effort, karma. The witch's rule of 3. The energy you put out returns to you 3 times over. Taking responsibility, doing the right thing even if it is a tough, scary choice. Showing up when you would rather avoid the situation. Doing right by yourself, facing the truth, owning up. Yeah, and that's the thing. There's a sense here to me, and I'll show you the justice image of justice here. Okay, I'm using my Darkwood Tarot book, by the way. Definitely recommend buying this and reading it. Is so good because it shows you you're pretty much like on a shadow journey, but also I feel like Aquarius, you aren't just your shadow. You're more than just your shadow. Your shadow is just a part of you. And I feel like your shadow energy, your soulmate shadow energy are very deeply connected in a subconscious way. And I don't have enough time right now to go into all those details. I should probably start a series on soulmate shadow work done together or something. This is just, I'm just reading the cards as they come. I didn't know it's gonna go this deep so fast, honestly, but it's good though, because that's why you're here, Aquarius, is that you want to understand this connection on a deeper, more soul meaning way. Okay, you're not just here for like generic, shallow, surface level fling here. You are like one night stand or whatever. Like you want more than that with this person. I think this person wants more than that with you too, but because this is early stages, you guys are not trying to rush anything. Like you guys maybe try to plan something for the future, but at the same time, you are still like, I think, in shock. that this connection even happened. Okay? Like, you're like, what the fuck is going on? But it's good. It's a good WTF. Oh my god. All right, so I'm going to read you your shared autonomy energy card with your soulmate, and we have the skull. Warning, danger, protection, strength, change, wisdom, transition, and rebellion. Yeah. You both have rebellious souls in you. You're both like rebels. You know, you have that energy about you guys, but this can again bring about danger. This can again put you guys in harm's way if you're not safe. No pun intended if you don't use protection. Aquarius, I'm messing with you, but in all seriousness, like in the moment things can get like pretty hot and heated, but maybe protecting your like energy is a good idea. Go with that. Protecting your energy. And the warning here is that don't get so caught up in like the idea that everything's gonna work out or everything's like been good so far. No, there's always these like there's always challenges in every connection. There's always situations in every connection. Okay. But it is a transition time for you guys both. There's a lot of strength here. There's a lot of change here, and there is a lot of wisdom here. So that's going to be really important to focus on as well. And just keeping that energy in alignment with your connection, because once you start losing your strength, once you start losing your wisdom, once you start changing to like fit in, that goes against what this connection is. This connection is about not fitting in. This connection is about going against the status quo. That's what brought you guys together in the past to begin with. Wow, this is so like oddly specific. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, again, you could be past karmic like lovers that like have reunited, but I actually like, I really think that like physically you guys were like just friends, and then over time, a lot of time actually, things changed. Okay, so yeah, Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles, and Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so these are your final cards. Okay, so for you I have the Page of Swords, Aquarius, your soulmate, Page of Pentacles, and the connection, Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, wow. Okay, so for your soulmate's energy, Page of Pentacles, the student. The page holds a pentacle in their hand, okay? Looks deeply, observing the magic of the five-pointed star hidden, yeah, within. Her dress is crafted from the bark of the trees, linking the page to the energy of growth and manifestation. In the material world, along with the ancient wisdom of the wood, the Page of Pentacles is the perpetual student who absorbs information like a sponge. She integrates information, takes what she learns, and creates new worlds for herself. She is handy and crafty. Pentacles relate to physical cells of the body, and the page is completely at home in herself. She is the perfect state of being without judgment. She has faith in others and faith in herself. She is a sensorial and tactical in her approach to the world. Use what you have and place it into action. Trust what you see before you. It does not deceive. You have what you need at your fingertips. It is time to use it. The solution is at hand. More is on the way. Wow. And the shadow messages, observe. There is magic in front of you. If you will, stop to see, taste, and feel it. You are overlooking resources that can help you achieve your goals. Gaze beneath the surface of the situation at hand. Look through the veneer to see the structure of life and the repeating patterns making up the essential nature of reality. Find the patterns. Discover how things are more similar than they are different. To eradicate any idea of you versus them. Everything is interconnected. Wow. Yeah, there you go. I feel like there was a time, like Aquarius, where you felt this type of way and you're feeling this type of way again. And I think your soulmate is seeing that and observing that. And I feel like they're kind of like, while they're not like, I don't mean they're like watching you, but like in the story of the devil and Persephone, or Hades, he saw Persephone and he watched her, and like over time he's like, I have to have her. You know, so I mean the story goes a little bit dark because like obviously he like, you know, kidnapped her, right? We're not going there, okay? But that's not where we're going with that. But you know, it's almost like you might even be having dreams about being in like a labyrinth, okay? Like you are traveling in the unknown and your soulmate is really like watching you travel in the unknown and kind of observing you a little bit, and then that's kind of giving them kind of like that student energy of like, because maybe you guys were both students together, and that's maybe like how they best remember you. Or obviously you guys have both changed a lot, gone through a lot of transformations for sure. But yeah, like I think you even view your soulmate as a student, okay? I think you both are like, that's how you met, is as students, probably in like school or something. Again, oddly specific, Aquarius, but that's just like kind of what I'm picking up on. So whatever. Ignore me, don't ignore me, I don't care. So for your energy, we have the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords, okay, was the small little person that wasn't afraid to go up against the devil. You're not afraid of your soulmate's like devilish ego persona. Like it's part of who they are, and you're very drawn to it. It's like it says here, the detective. Like you want to kind of like solve them. I don't know if I feel like they're open to it. I do feel like they're into it. They're into it, for sure. The Page of Swords peers behind her as if trouble is creeping up on her. Her body language suggests an awareness of past events and future possibilities. While remaining grounded in the present moment, she combines past, present, and future with ease. A mama bird perches in a tree above her next to a nest of eggs. The bird connects the page to the element of air, and the nest of eggs reminds us of her youth. It is freedom, existing in the safety of a family. The nest is the net, allowing the young page to explore, imagine, and expand her mind. The Page of Swords is clever and inquisitive. She reads between the lines and divines the mystery and deeper meanings of all things. Enigmas and puzzles fascinate her. If faced with a challenge, she diverts attention with an original tactic. The Page of Swords reflects the victorious mental activity of the curious mind. A clever, bright attitude, looking between the lines, solving problems and figuring out the mysteries. Smart and studious, a passion for ciphers and number games. A puzzle solver, gaze beneath the surface, unpacking the truth of a situation without emotion, honest and ethical and ready to help anyone who needs it, brave and wise beyond one's years, an old soul. Yeah, you're definitely like an old soul there, Aquarius. I feel like that's another like characteristic and aspect of yourself that your soulmate finds very intriguing and very attractive. Okay. So both of you together, Nine of Pentacles, we have the secret garden, because you guys are probably meeting in the secret garden. Okay, let's be real. Like, okay, Chris, the dark fairy who was born from the shadows of the dark woods stands in her secret garden. It is her innermost sanctum, a place no one has ever seen but her. 9 pentacles blossom in the grapevines. A snail creeps near her foot. She casts her eyes to the side as if something or someone has caught her attention. And again, that is how Hades met Persephone. She was out in like the gardens and the fields in the summer with the flowers and everything. And who should enter the secret garden but Hades, the devil himself? Okay. The fairy takes deep pleasure in manifestation for herself before sharing it with anyone else. This is the card of inherited traits and talents. It is being happy with the self and taking refuge in quality time alone and appreciating the finer things in life. It is knowing who you are. Luxury and taste for the finer things in life, appreciating value in quality and craftsmanship, self-care, inherited talents, gifts and DNA, lineage connecting us to our ancestors, slow-moving energy, fierce loyalty, okay? And then the shadow side to this is quiet, peace, and privacy protects personal energy from the interference of others. Personal energy can be manipulated when it is not automatically shared with others. In an age where it is all too tempting to make your personal life public, this card reminds you to always keep a little for yourself, no matter how generous you feel. And that's it. You and your soulmate are on the exact same page with that in regards to both of your shadow energies. Like you both are kind of like in this place where you're like doing your shadow work on yourselves, and you don't want other like people getting in the way of this connection. And honestly, like that is originally what connected you guys to each other to begin with, is that you like were like, you guys, I think on a subconscious level, you guys knew you both were like really connected to each other, but I don't think you guys fully understood what that meant. Or were able to, because you guys were young when you met. So, and you both didn't know like what to do with yourselves. But now you guys are older, and I feel like you kind of know what to do with yourselves, and you know that you need to keep your personal life personal, and respect that about each other. So, and that's what that peace and quiet time and rest time is all about. It's just keeping yourself personal and private. I feel like that's like where you guys thrive. And you know, you're both like smart enough to know that once, like, if anyone should like get into your business, like it's like not so great. So yeah, but you know, obviously for you guys, Aquarius, I would definitely say like take your time getting to know each other, and be open to that, and just going at like, you know, slow and steady wins the race is what I'm picking up on. And I feel like that's your best course of action moving forward. Okay, Aquarius? So I was going to read you like one more card because I feel like I had like another card here. Okay, here. Yeah, I'm going to read you this one. Okay, for you, Aquarius. Confidence in the power of healing. Okay? I feel like, Aquarius, you are working on healing yourself. I feel like you're working on healing others. And I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, it really does come down to like how much like love you can give yourself and how much time and respect you can give yourself. And working on that is going to be really important, because at the end of the day, you cannot force something that isn't meant to be, and you cannot make someone have the same feelings for you. So you're mature enough and wise enough to already know that. Just as like cautious, you know, with that warning energy of like, know yourself and know what works for you moving forward, and don't be a martyr to like, you know, giving. Take some for yourself too. Take some time and stuff for yourself too. Okay, Aquarius? That's going to create the most balance anyway with any connection. All right. Love and light always, Aquarius. Thank you so much for watching. Take care now. Bye.